Good morning. Let's get going. We are in week 3, which means that we can push ourselves a little bit. But always, let's come back to center and make those circles on the ceiling. Always you do you. Listen to your body. How well you've been sleeping with the changes in weather, coming back from vacation, other activities you're doing. You pace yourself and press up. And let's squeeze the butt, pull your abs in, and try to lean back just a little bit from your upper back. Bring your hands down, catch your breath. Inhale, lift up, exhale, lean back. Good. Let's go into our elbow circles. 2, 6, 7, keep going. And we'll take our arms out, make our little circles. Think about pinching your shoulder blades together, making a fist so you're creating that tension out to the walls. And then we'll flip our thumbs back and make our tiny little circles going backwards. All for the rotator cuff. Good. And let's circle out the arm in the shoulder socket. Notice where you're feeling a stretch. Notice if you're feeling tightness anywhere. This is our top to bottom. Check in with how our morning bodies are doing. Last one. Good. And then twist it out. Or swing it out. Or just move. Let everything go loose. Okay. And then, just for grins, let's try something a little different this morning. We're going to come into a snowplow. So feet are wide, toes are turned in, and we're going to sink our knees in towards our midline. And then we're going to take our arms out to the side, and we're going to shift our rib cage right and left. You might get a few pops. Trying to keep your lower body as still as you can. One more set this way, and then we're going to add. So we're going to go to my right, your left. Reach, tip your wings, so you're doing a side bend. Level up, reach a little more, and come back to center. We'll do that one more time. Reach, tip, and let's go to the other side. So we're reaching out with that arm, tipping your wings, leveling up, reaching again, coming back to center. Last time, reach, tip, reach, and back to center. Good. So relax your feet, relax your legs. Let's come back to our hips, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Popping the hips out side to side. And turning those into big hula hoop circles. Notice what you're feeling. Let's go the other way. I can tell you I did more bridges yesterday in one day than I've done in a week. I feel my hamstrings. They're waking up. It's going to be interesting this morning. So we'll see how we go. Let's do our figure eights. Getting groovy. Let's bring some life back into tired muscles. Hopefully everybody slept well. And reverse direction. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's get those knees popping a little bit more, circling out around your feet. Focus on what your knees are doing, but make sure you're feeling your feet and ankles working too. Nice. And we'll go back around the other way. And finally, the ankles, just circling them out. After this, we'll take this into full body, circling both directions. Switching feet, round and round we go. 6 and around. Good. Okay. Take your feet nice and wide. Let's go side to side. And then come to center, short stop position. Hold your knees out, push them away, push them back, and drop your shoulder down to the front. And then switch sides. And we're going both sides, alternating. Let your spine pop, let your hips pop. Let everything stretch. Good. And then coming back to center, let's sink down, push our knees back, and just shift side to side. 3, 4. Okay. What we're going to do from here is reach up, come to standing, and then we'll do our fold, squat, reach and stand 4 times. Reach and stand, that's 1. Fold, squat, reach, stand is 2. Fold, squat, reach, stand is 3. Fold, squat, reach, stand is 4. Nice, let's take our arms into softball pitches for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to go the other way for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, and 1. Okay, a little bit more to fire up our midline. So let's come into our first position. Let's bring our heels and our inner thighs together. Try to hold them together as you lift up. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, good. 3, 2, 1. It's fun. I see all these bodies just going up and down on the screen. Okay. And we'll do our ankle wiggles. So just wiggling from your lower leg, make sure your upper leg isn't moving. Rotate from the hip and lift that leg up. 10, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching sides. Ankle wiggles on the other side, leg is straight, toes pointing down and curving in towards your midline. Good. And then rotating from the hip, whoop, holding on if you need it. Let's go for 16 lifts. Think about bringing your heel and your ankle up to the ceiling. Good, and shake it out. So our A's, we start with bands. We're doing our banded side steps. My advice this week, push it. Unless you've been using the black band, go up to the next color. So if you started with something super light, use something that is going to be a little bit heavier. If you've used something that's kind of middle of the road, go a little bit heavier. Doesn't matter with these how big your step is. Nobody's measuring. It's how much we're working through the glutes. So I have to hop all the way over to one side of my room. Triple flexion, ankles flexed, knees flexed, hips flexed. You can have your hands on your hips, hands on your butt. And let's go. We're going to go for 10 in one direction. It's not the size of the step, it's the size of the squeeze you're feeling. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out if you need to, and we're going to reset, going for 8 in each direction. Nice. 6, 7, 8, and back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Reset positions. Go for 6 each way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're all getting tired. Take a moment and look. Make sure your toes and your knees are going in the same direction and they're facing forward, so you're pushing out to the side. Sometimes when you get tired, feet will turn and will start to lead like that. And that's not what we want. We're not, well, quads are working, but let's work on the hips. 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 and 2, 2, and last one. Woo, shake it out, take the band off, and grab a lighter band. If you've been using the lightest band, challenge yourself to go a little bit heavier. As always, it's not how much movement you get out of the band, it's how much activation in the muscles you're getting from using the band. Okay, let's shake our hips out just a little bit. Roll our shoulders back and down, and we're going to pull apart. See if you can find your back muscles as you're doing this. Or focus on what your shoulder blades are doing. And 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold that band out there and just do little pulses. Bring our arms up, nice straight arms. No arching in the back. Your ribs are staying over your hips. And we're going to bring it back down. And we'll do that one more time. Up, 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 up. And down, 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 down. Okay. Let's throw in some bicep curls. It's not going to build mass, but it's going to warm up those muscles. 4, 8. Keep pulling out on the band. 16, and rowing. So from your shoulders, we're going to reach up towards the corner, the wall and the ceiling, pull back in. 2, 3, 4. If your shoulders are getting tired, check in, see how much you can engage those back muscles to help you. Roll your shoulders out. Last little bit before we go back to legs. We're going to pull apart and come closer because it's all upper body. We're going to pull apart shoulder height. Reach up. Woo, and pull down behind. Yeah, I see your faces. Pull down in front. Up, pull down and back. Pull down in front. Beautiful. If pulling down and back is too hard, you can keep your pull downs in front. The muscles we're targeting with this are the lats, last one, and in front. So you're working them, whether you're pulling in front or pulling them back requires more openness through that shoulder. And if you don't have it, no sweat. It's okay to pull down like this and come part way instead of all the way. We're working these muscles. So as long as you feel those big back muscles activating, it's all good. So let's grab our leg band one more time. A little bit more leg work because our next set of exercises is all upper body. So show me what you got. Okay, we're going to go for another set of 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1, and then we'll add on. So start counting 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm almost off the screen for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Double check that the foot that's leading, you're pulling with that hip. Let's go for 8. 3, 2, 1, and back. Whew. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank goodness this goes faster and faster as we go. 4. It would be terrible if we were counting up. 2, 2, and 1, and 1. Let's stand on the band so it's wrapped around your instep. And if you need something to hold on to, it's right there. Hold on to something, a chair, a wall, piece of furniture. Let's bring one knee up and we'll lift. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stabilizing leg is tired. Then we're going to stay on the same leg. Actually, maybe we'll switch. Stabilizing leg is really tired. Let's go for 10 on the other side. Knee lifts. 7, 9, 10. Okay. Shake out your hips. Point your toes, and we're going to push back for 10. Get those hamstrings. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch legs. So make sure you're not leaning forward to get that happen. You want to stay as tall as you can, pushing back with the back of your leg. It's not going to be a big movement, especially if you're using a very heavy band. Good. And let's kick the band off. Shake your legs out. Let's do some knee hugs. And some butt kicks. Nice and loose, easy going. See if you can stretch a little bit. Maybe you feel like doing some tic-tacs or some circles. See if you can get things to settle down. I know I was using a black band, I'm pretty sore. Let's grab our lighter bands. And we'll go through one more set of arms. So let's roll your shoulders back, push your shoulder blades down. Without moving your arms, see if you can pull your shoulder blades together and get that to help you move the band. Find those mid-back muscles. And then we'll hold it out and do little pulses, up and down twice. Tiny little pulses, up, up, up. Nice, and down, down, down. Last time up. And last time down. Okay. Thumbs up for biceps. We have push-ups, we have rows. It's our third exercise. Windmills for shoulder stability. And taking our bicep curls into a rowing movement for 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to leave it at that because we're all upper body in this next set. So roll your shoulders, swing your arms. Have about a minute here. Take a break. Grab a drink. Grab some more coffee. That's what I'm doing. So caffeine is one of the legal performance enhancing drugs. It's usually, well, you know, it's okay consumed while you're exercising. It blocks the receptors in your brain that bind to a molecule called adenosine. And that, when adenosine binds to the receptors in your brain, it brings on feelings of fatigue. So if you take in caffeine and caffeine binds those receptors first, your brain doesn't get the message that the adenosine is trying to land. And so it keeps you from getting tired. So it's performance enhancing. It reduces, it extends the length of time you have until you start feeling fatigued. And then the research shows also, let's go side to side, that it might help with oxygen carrying in your bloodstream, how much oxygen gets to your muscles. So it can help reduce fatigue for that, from that also, which is kind of cool. Let's round it up. Okay, so we're going to start on the floor. We have, we start with push-ups. We're going to go to a one-arm row. And then we have our windmills. So push-ups, we have been doing better push-ups. If you've been doing them from your knees, challenge yourself this week, try them from your toes and see how they feel. If you've been doing better push-ups from your toes, let's add a little quarter pulse at the bottom. And if you end up back on your knees, you can still add that quarter pulse. It looks like this. If I can do it without falling on my face. Lower, 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 little lift, lower, drop your knees and rock back. That little extra push, that little pulse at the bottom is a challenge. We're going to go for 8 of these. See how they feel, see how you do. Just keep building that strength in your arms, your back, and your chest. If the little pulse at the bottom feels like too much, nobody's judging. You're doing your workout for you. Those little pulses add up. Ooh. And when you're all done, come into child's pose. Let your back stretch. Rest for just a sec. Think about how much weight you want to use when you're going for your row. I'm still in my increasing mode. So I'm going to pull my bench into position. This is your challenge. If you have the ability to increase your weight, week 3, increase your weight a little bit, a little increment, like don't go from 2 pounds to 20 pounds. That would be crazy. If you don't have the ability to increase your weight, what you can do is, we haven't done this in a long time, but this is a way to increase your weight. Take your band, wrap it around the handle, anchor it on your foot, and use the resistance bands to give yourself a little bit more resistance, a little bit more challenge with your rows. We are going to go for, how many are we going for? We were doing 12, anywhere from 12 to 15. And we're going to start with our non-dominant arm. Whatever our non-dominant arm gets to, our dominant arm will match. So release your arm, pull your arm into the socket, and then as you lift, shoulder blade comes in towards your spine. 11 and 12, 13, 14, and 15. So my weight, I've been doing 25 pounds you've been following me. This is week 3. Started with 22, went up to 25. Let's go to side 2. I'll keep talking. You do your 12 to 15. There's no 27. So it's a big jump from 25 to 30. So I'm going to work on getting all 3 sets in with 15 reps. So I'm getting more work done. 8, 9, 10. More work done without having to increase the weight. Okay, now let's put that weight down to the side. Move my bench out of the way. Let's swing your arms, let your back stretch. Maybe it feels good to twist or do a cat-cow. And then we'll go into our windmills. So think shoulder stability. The weight's in your right hand, I'll mirror you. Your toes are gonna turn to the left, about shoulder width, a little bit wider. Rack the weight, press the weight, and then hinging over. So your arms stay about 180 degrees in line. Hips and obliques are doing the work. We're only doing 6 on each side. Think about that shoulder blade being secure in your back muscles. Nice and stable. 5 and 6. And as I said last week, if you can't hold the weight up without it wobbling all over the place, let's turn our feet to the other side. You're going to reach up with your fist, make a fist, punch it up to the ceiling, pull that shoulder down, and hold that tension. And let your back muscles and your shoulder blade learn this without any extra weight. 4, 5, and 6. Good. All righty. Let's take about a minute here to regroup. Have a sip of water or more coffee. I forgot to bring my water down. I'm stuck with coffee. About 30 more seconds. Might feel good to do a standing cat-cow. Might feel good just to hang in a forward fold and let your back and your shoulders stretch. Let your arms circle out. Just mobilize through the rotator cuff. Both directions. No weight required for this. Okay. So let's come back down on the floor and reset for our push-ups. Your choice, better push-ups from your knees, better push-ups from your toes, adding that quarter pulse. We're going for 8. Whichever style you go. Let me see if I can see you. So you can hit it whenever you want. Let's see, down and up, good. People disappear off the screen. Now down, little pulse, all the way down. That little pulse at the bottom, if you try it, it's probably the hardest part of pushing yourself back up in a push-up. So we're training that little pulse so you get used to doing it. And when you've done 8, rock back into child's pose. I started after you, assuming everyone is done. We'll come up and we'll get ready for our second set of rows. So if you've been doing 12 reps, shoot for 15. If you haven't gotten to 12, see if you can build to 12. Relax that arm down. Nice athletic stance, and let's pull. When you finish up one side, you can take your time, slowly work your way around and get to side 2. Looks good. And 15. Put that weight down. Swing out your arms when you're done. Roll your shoulders. So we've got 3 exercises in a row. Asking your shoulder blades to play nice. Stability, mobility, and all the supporting muscles. Should be getting tired. Okay, 6 windmills on each side. No weight or weight, your choice. No weight, you have to make a fist, punch up to the ceiling and create that tension. Otherwise, you might as well just be waving your arm in the air. Here we go. So pressing up, pull that shoulder away from your ear and hinge down. Good. Or slight bend in your knees is okay. Good. Bring the weight down safely when you get to 6. And we'll switch sides. Up. Two. Four. And 6. Good. Bring this down. Roll out your shoulders. Let's take your shoulders all the way up to your ears. Shrug them up. Big breath in. Exhale. Push them down away from your ears. Inhale up. Press them down. Good. Last time. So I think a lot of us, myself included, spend a lot of time when we get tense, our shoulders tend to rise up towards our ears. Everything we're doing in this set, we're creating that space. Actually, everything we do upper body. You want to think about having space between your ear and your shoulders so that if you're tense and tight, we're not lifting in this position because then you're training your muscles to stay in that position through everything. So, okay, last round. Coming up. And then we're on the floor. Okay. So better push-ups with that quarter pulse. 3rd round, 3rd set, survival. Do as many as you can, up to 8. If you can't make it to 8, don't stress. I'm getting pretty tired. The 3rd set. So let's hit it together and let's encourage each other and let's get it done. Down, up, down, and rock it back. Reset. Down, up, down, rock back, little pulse. That's 3. 4. 5. The little pulse doesn't have to be big. 6. And last one. Down, up, down, and rocking all the way back. Let your shoulders rest, wiggle your body in child's pose. Good work. Take your time getting up off the floor. They'll meet you for rowing. And my deal with myself is, I'm using the same weight as last week, I'm doing more reps. If I get through all of them, next week I'll go up. And you watch me suffer. Here we go. 15, 12 to 15. If you're tired, you're done whenever you're done. Inside 2. Thirteen, 14, 15. Ta-da. Good job. Finish it up. Stay strong. You like what I'm saying? Elbow up a little bit higher. Nice. Good. Let's come into our short stop position. Take a little break. Give your back a stretch. So my progression, 15 at the same weight for 3 sets is easy. Next week I go up to 30 because I have no choice. That's what the weights do. You get up to 25 pounds and then it goes by 5 pounds, which is a pretty big jump. Okay. So last set of windmills. We have a little break, we move on, and we're almost done. Okay, so weight up, make sure your feet are turned, pop that hip out as far as you can, and come up. Make sure your shoulder is far away from your ear. You're not hunching. And when you get to 6, bring the weight down. This is also one of those exercises where you can always keep increasing the weight, increasing the challenge for your shoulder. Some of you might be ready for that. Others of you might be starting out with it. It's okay. Bring the weight down safely. Let's come down on the floor, move bench out of the way. Let's do some big hip circles. And sink your hips back. Let your body go side to side. Let all those back muscles stretch. So our third set of exercises starts with better back extensions. So just like we did a couple of times in the warm-up, when your hands are on your head like this, you're creating traction, so you can't be doing this with your neck, which gives people neck aches. So where we're moving from is not our low back. We want the upper back to be able to pull back and arch. So when our legs are stretched out and we're pressing them into the floor and we're squeezing our glutes, we're pretty much keeping our lower body from our low back down like an anchor supporting us so that our upper body is free to move. And even if you only come up 1 millimeter, it's beautiful. We need to be able to extend through our upper back. So let's see if we can do how many we do last week. We've been doing about 10. Let's see if we can get up to 10 with good movement. Make sure you're not feeling it in your low back. Hands and head stay glued together. And the lift is between your shoulder blades and your upper back. And when you get to 10, your back has been extending. Let's put it into flexion and let it rest. So we've been playing with side planks, which is our second exercise. And you're welcome to do a side plank. I think this first round, I just want to show you an alternative, and then you can choose. Side plank is sometimes hard on people's shoulders. We've been doing a ton of shoulder work and you might be tired. It's also harder for all the reasons I mentioned last week. So let's do our first set from a front plank. We'll still get the obliques, but you'll have 4 points of contact on the floor, your elbows and your toes, well, and your hands, your forearms. And what we're gonna do is find our plank and rock our hips to one side and to the other. You don't need to touch the floor, but every time you dip down and come back up, your obliques are working. It doesn't have to be a big movement. We're going to go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rock back into child's pose and let everything rest. So some muscle groups, there's multiple ways of getting to them. It's not just one perfect way of doing it. Side planks are really effective, but side planks are really hard. There are other ways of getting at the obliques, and we'll find it. Okie dokie. So let's come onto our back, tuck your knees into your chest, let your back rest. It feels so good. We're going to do our little hip lifts. So either from tabletop or with straight legs pushing up, we're going to lift our hips up just enough to pull a towel underneath. And we're going to go for 12. When you're all done, tuck your knees in. Whew. So let's go through this one more time. And yeah, there's no finisher today. I was looking on the wrong day. If I look surprised, that's what it was. I was looking at Thursday's finisher. No finisher today. So let's go through this one more time and then we'll have time for a nice big stretch. So back extensions. Keeping your head and your hands connected. Always pressing your feet down into the floor and lifting. When you're all done, child's pose. Okay, so for the people who are on this morning, would you rather do the front plank with those little hip dips that we did the first round? Or would you rather go try side planks? So one hand up for what we did in the first set, 2 hands up for side planks. Side planks? Okay, I'm gonna let you choose your challenge. There's no consensus here. So I'll do a side plank with people who want to do side planks. If you don't want to do a side plank, we're gonna do 30 seconds on a side. If you don't want to do a side plank, do the little hip rotations that we did in the first set. And let's go. So reaching up, drop that hip and lift it up. You have 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go to the other side. So if you're feeling it in your low back, if you're doing the side planks, make sure your body's not rotating. Let's come up and go for another 30. So pull that top shoulder back. Make sure your body is stacked. And if you're done, or bring one knee down. Halfway through. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come onto your back, tuck your knees in. Whew. Make little circles with your knees. Give your low back a massage. And hold that thought. We'll come back to it. We have 10 little hip lifts to do. So back knee or straight leg, your choice. Little reverse crunch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 12. And hug your knees in. Make those little circles. You made it through the workout. Week 3 is in the books for at least the first workout. Good. So let's bring our legs up into tabletop and our arms out to the side. And let's take our knees down to one side. Think about keeping your shoulders on the floor. If your knees come all the way down, that's great. And then bring them back up and we'll go to the other side. If your knees don't come all the way down, it's not the end of the world. You just need to work on that stretch a little bit. And up. And let's roll all the way over into our fetal position. So knees tucked up to your chest, arms stretched out in front. We're not going to sleep. Arms are stretched out. Take one arm up to the ceiling. Use your hand to keep your knees stacked and open like a book. Let your spine pop and crack and open. Let your chest and shoulder muscles stretch. We're going to hang out here for about 30 seconds. If you really can't get close to the floor, you can make it more dynamic. Usually, I find after about 3 or 4, you're probably not going to get much more mobility staying dynamic, so you can hold it out there. And I said 30 seconds before I realized that my little dumbbells are blocking my clock. So let's hang out here for 10, 8, 7, 6, 5 more, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully that gives you a nice big stretch through your lower back. Also moving my clock so I can see it. Let's go to the other side. Side 2. Knees tucked up, using your hand to keep your your knees stacked. Reach forward and open like a book. God, I just can't win this morning. No matter what I do, the dumbbell wants to roll in front of my clock. So we'll move it one more time. Stay in that stretch. We got 30 more seconds. Some people like to straighten their legs, get a few more pops through their spine. Other people like to keep their knees bent. You can play around with that. We have 15 more seconds. Good. And then slowly come onto your back. Just take your feet wider than your yoga mat or your hips. Keep them really wide. So when we drop our knees down to one side, they don't touch your feet or your other leg. So give your legs enough room to move, hip mobility, internal, external. And then let's cross left leg over right and hug both legs in. So you're reaching behind your right leg. Let your back flatten, let your low back stretch. And if your left knee is over your right, hold on to your legs with your right and take your left arm out to the side and twist down a little bit to the left. So you get a little bit deeper stretch in that left hip. Then we'll come back to center, put your right foot on the floor and twist both legs down to the left. So we're going to be opening up kind of where the IT band is on your right hip, very top of it. And bringing your legs back up, slide your ankle onto your knee. So we're keeping the same orientation, left over right. Reach behind your right leg and push your left knee away. So you can use your hand, you could use your elbow, or you can just hold on to your leg and try to get into the stretch. Everybody is tight on one side or the other doing this, and some people are much tighter. If you're really tight, don't force anything. Good. Let's bring it down and we'll switch sides. So let's take our right knee over our left, reach behind your left leg and hug both legs into your chest. Pull it in as close as you can, and holding on with your left hand, take your right arm out to the side and twist a little bit to your left. So we're going a little bit deeper into those hip muscles. And then come back to center, put your foot down, keeping your legs crossed. We'll twist down to the right. So we're going to stretch out the IT band, front side of the hip area on your left side. And then coming back up, let's slide your ankle onto the knee, and we'll do a piriformis stretch or figure 4 stretch, it's sometimes called. You can push the right knee away, pull the left leg in. Using your hand, use your elbow, whatever feels right. And then let's come out of it. Okay, coming up to cross-legged position. Let's make maybe 4 circles each way. Inhale back, exhale forward with a hinge as you're going across your glutes. You're giving them a little bit of a massage. And let's reverse direction for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come into a Z sit and stretch your legs really wide so that if you press forward, you're going to get a stretch across the front of your hip. And as you get that stretch, let's reach and twist. Ease out of it and come into a side bend. And then let's come back into our twist. And up into a side bend. Last one, reach and twist. Up into a side bend. And let's switch sides. So nice wide leg stance. Reach and twist. Breathe into it, get a nice big stretch. And let's come into a side bend. 2 more. Reach and twist. And up and over. Reach and twist. Let's do 1 more for grins. I see puzzled looks. You know I can't count. Here we go. It's all good. Just come onto hands and knees. Just kind of stretch everything out. Just do what feels good. It could be restorative circles like I'm doing. It could be cat-cow. It could be wagging your tail, letting your spine go side to side. Either which way, we're done. You guys did awesome this morning. And I'll see you on Thursday, and I'll get this out into your email boxes later this morning. Have a great one.